Right, few executives had a worse 2012 than Bob Diamond, but Reuters' Breakingviews says 2013 might just be the year he bounces back. Robert Cole is with me. Morning, Robert. I want to take you to task a little bit first on the watering down that I see in this piece. The headline says he'll bounce back in 2013. The last line of the piece says 2013 should be a better year for Bob Diamond. That is a little bit of a watering down, because how could it possibly be any worse?
Excuse me, Axel, and I bow to nobody in my deep respect
but
of everything you write about. But those two things are precisely and absolutely complementary. There's no watering down at all. We say he will bounce back. We use some different words in the bottom line that you referred to.
Do you think 2013 could be any worse than 2012 for him?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
professionally.
Difficult to imagine it, but I mean, yes, of course it could be. He could, any number of things could happen to him. He could end up in the courts. He could end up with a personal tragedy. He could, anything like that. But we're off the point here, really. What this piece is saying is that Bob Diamond will get a big job next year. He will not. He's not retiring. He is not somebody who's going to sort of fade away. That his association with the LIBOR scandal meant that his reputation was dented, but really importantly, clearly, the other banks who were in this fiddling regime are also coming out. We've had UBS having a fine which was much, much larger than Barclays. Yeah. So if there's any watering down, it's the watering down of the problem of Barclays and Bob Diamond being associated with LIBOR.
Okay.
And we've got to point out here that Bob Diamond had no knowledge of what was happening there. He had to go because he was in charge of the ship. But, there's no suggestion that there's any wrongdoing. And the other thing, is that, I think we need to recognise that Bob Diamond became something of a lightning rod in the UK and in the context of UK public opinion for overpaid bankers, right? And that meant that he had to go not only because of the association with LIBOR, maybe that was a bigger thing, but he had a terrible reputation in the UK. In the US, they have a completely different attitude.
All right, well,
let's remember that he is a US citizen.
Well, let's talk about where he could pop back up, and we've just put a strap up saying that it will probably be in the US. So, but what kind of job are you thinking?
Well, I don't know, to be perfectly honest. Not a big CEO job at a big bank. I think that a bank just wouldn't want that, perhaps unjustifiably. But I'm thinking more in terms of he'll pop up perhaps on the board of a bank or on the board of a financial services company, perhaps as a deputy chairman or a non-executive director, or he could perhaps land up at some sort of investment fund, hedge fund, perhaps not in the public sphere, but in a private sphere. But I think there's also an outside chance that he has some sort of, if you like, public service role. I don't know, but not in business, but in, I don't know, I was going to say government, or certainly somewhere in the machinery of government.
All right, I want to add as well, this piece is one of the look-ahead to 2013 pieces that the Breakingviews are putting together. There's 40 or so pieces that you're putting in a book.
Yeah, it's going to...
Also want to mention that you and I have done a show dedicated to a few of those pieces, which will come out on the 31st, I think.
I think so.
31st of December. So I want to flag that up as well. All right, Bob. Robert. Thank you very much indeed. Don't miss our US Breakingviews show, 12:30 Eastern, 17:30 GMT. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.